Morning classmates, my name is Javier Rodriguez, and for Module 2 in course delivery, I've decided to discuss about AEDs. We're going to touch up on a brief history of AEDs and how they came about. We're going to discuss the benefits of using an AED and what the AED actually does, and the availability and usage of AEDs. Now, in the early 1900s, heart attacks quickly became the leading cause of death in humans, and there was a doctor by the name of Claude Beck, who was a pioneer in the heart surgery field, who focused his operations on improving circulation to a damaged heart. He basically developed different ways to revive a heart after a heart attack, and he basically included CPR and early defibrillation and found the success rate to increase. In 1947, Dr. Beck had his first successful defibrillation of a 14-year-old boy who went into ventricular fibrillation after heart surgery. 9 years later, Paul Zoll used a more powerful defibrillation unit. He developed a more powerful defibrillation unit and performed the very first closed chest defibrillation. This quickly led to the use of AEDs in the pre-hospital setting. So in Oregon, there was a doctor by the name of Art Diak who gave his AED to the pre-hospital ambulance EMTs, and they performed the very first defibrillation without the presence of a physician in 1969. In the early 1970s, Dr. Diak patented his AED and made them available to the common day lay rescuer, and the success rate of patients that went into cardiac arrest with proper training, of course, increased. Doing some research on the cost of AEDs, nowadays they sell for approximately $1,200 to $3,000. Now, what the AED actually looks for is for two shockable rhythms: ventricular tachycardia without a pulse, obviously, and ventricular fibrillation. Now, once the AED recognizes one of these two rhythms, it's going to basically let the lay rescuer or EMT or pre-hospital rescuer, it's going to let them know that a shock is advised or a shock's not advised. OSHA did a study in the early 2000s, and basically what OSHA found out was that 60% of patient survival could have been obtained if an AED was immediately available. They also found out that 7 to 10% of patient survival rates decreased each minute that immediate CPR and defibrillation was not performed. Now, the usage and availability of AEDs, you often find AEDs in hotels, at malls, at businesses, at schools, where else? Golf courses, anywhere where there's a large gathering of people. Now, if a person goes down, you want to delegate someone to go get an AED and call 911. And if you don't know where if you're delegated to go find the AED, if you don't know where that AED is at least find an employee of that occupancy and they can lead you in the right direction. Now, the usage of an AED, using this training device, what you're going to do is you have an on and off button and you have a triangle. So you're going to apply the pads. It's firefighter proof. It's going to let anyone know where the pads go on. So you can go right upper chest, left lower mid-axillary region. You're going to have that person who brought you the AED, you continue CPR, you have that person apply the pads on them, and then once the pads are applied, you're going to turn on the AED.
Analyzing rhythm. Everyone stand clear.
So the AED actually talks to you. It's going to tell you it's analyzing the rhythm, and it's going to tell you that everyone needs to stand clear. So once the machine analyzes the rhythm and they found a rhythm to shock, it's going to tell you shock advised. So everyone needs to clear away from the patient, because now this little triangle is going to be blinking and it's going to tell you shock advised. The machine is going to charge up. It's going to start blinking. Everyone stand clear, and you press that triangle. Once the shock's been initiated, you immediately jump back into CPR and you continue listening to what the machine tells you to do. Nowadays, most machines even have a timer on them, and they have a 2-minute intervals where it'll tell you to stand clear again and needs to analyze the rhythm. With that being said, we discussed a brief history of AEDs, we discussed the benefits of them, and the availability of AEDs. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. Good luck to everyone else.